I am a graduate nurse practitioner and I'm also a licensed financial professional. We always start the Zoom meeting 10 minutes after 4, giving our African communities time to get on board because we always do what African time. We always do it. We don't fail.
I'm a
Yeah. So
graduate
please give 10
practitioner,
minutes to
also a
get
licensed
started. So
professional.
please
We
use
always
this
start
time.
from 10 minutes after 4, giving an African.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
Yeah, use this time to reach out to anybody that you might have invited to let them know that the Zoom is about to start. And we have two parts to the presentation today. We have the business part, we have the product part. This information is information that has been hidden from our community for so long. We definitely don't want to be left behind. We definitely want to help our community. Yes, we have a lot of people in America. We have a lot of people in Canada. But if this information does not get to them, guess what? We'll have to do GoFundMe. GoFundMe is not a plan. Let us help our community. You are somebody's destiny helper. So today we give glory to God for giving us the blessing to be alive to glorify his name. And we look forward to having long life and prosperity to be able to help more people in the community because they need us. They need us more than ever. So please reach out to your friends, reach out to your community, reach out to your neighbor, anybody you know that you can call for help. You want to help them too. So reach out, invite them to the Zoom. I'm going to hand it over to Champion Mutual, who's going to share with us the business part. And then when he's done, I'll share with you guys the product part. Thank you so much for coming. Sit back and relax and enjoy. Champion Mutual, please take it away.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our presentation today. Once again, it's another beautiful Sunday. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here to help a family or the other. And what we do here is always rewarded. So without wasting too much of your time, I will go ahead with my part. Once again, my name is Mutu. I'm a licensed financial professional, and I'm here in this business with my wife, going on about 3 years now. And what we do is very powerful. It's simply educating families. So like she said, there are two parts to this. First part is going to be my part, which I'm going to talk to you about, creating an income stream from this side hustle. For some people, it's a full-time job. It's something they do day to day, and they have been able to quit their full-time job. So some of us are still in the race of converting from full-time job into entrepreneurship and building our own business. So the other part is going to talk about what we actually do to protect families and help them before life events happen. So if you're thinking of your income as something you solely rely on, if you lose that source of income, how long will it take before you start to run into financial crisis? So the good thing is some people are doing well or better than others, and some others are actually, struggling from day to day. It's America, right? We're all across the board. Some people live paycheck to paycheck. Some people have beautiful careers and it can sustain them. But what if life events happen? Some people said the maximum they can live on is about 6 months. So we're thinking if something happens to you and it takes more than 6 months for you to recover, what do you have that will protect you? What do you have that keeps coming in as a source of income, source of livelihood for you to pay your bills and take care of your duties? So that's why we have this table with one leg, just to signify if you lose that leg, how long can you survive on what you have saved before you start to run into financial difficulties and crisis? The other table, on the other hand, signifies another source of income that will help sustain you should you lose that source of income or one source. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for that financial opportunity, this is probably the place for you. So what we do as licensed financial professional is very powerful. Most people haven't gotten to hear about this in America, but I will tell you that we have found something and we're grateful for that opportunity to help families across the board. If you're looking to become a licensed financial professional, depending on what state you live in, you can see that the average earnings differ for different states, counties, or cities. In your first 3 years in where I stay, you can expect to earn about $88,000. Comparing this to other careers like nursing, when you work as a full-time nurse, nurses earn between sometimes, if you're a new nurse, from 58,000 to 60 something thousand. In 4 to 7 years in this business, you can earn about 315,000, and 8 to 10 years, you can see how it is. Some other people here, like I said, do this full time, so their results are very different. We are under Team Legacy Star, and Team Legacy Star is led by Daniel and Dr. Linda Fumble. And this is our 2021 income for the whole team. These are licensed financial professionals that have taken and gotten their state license to help families. $17 million in 2021. And most people say that, oh, that is a lot of money. What are you guys actually doing? And some people who understand the power of what we do said, that's not enough. I believe you guys can earn more. So how big are you thinking? 2022, it rose to 43 million. So just to give you a brief example, one of the companies out there, out of the A-listed companies, spent $1 billion in 2024 advertising on the TV and internet. What you're hearing today is not something you usually find on the television or on the internet. So we got licensed and we go out there to educate the community. So we are bringing in more results, and that's why you see that we could go from 17 to 43, then up to 70 million in 2023. So more people started finding out that instead of picking an extra overtime or working 2 jobs, part-time here, full-time there, they could actually get a state license to do something and change their financial situation. 2024, more people got licensed, more families got helped, more families got protected, $92 million. Then in 2025, it got up to $129 million. And this is still not a scratch on the surface, ladies and gentlemen. There are still more families out there. There are hundreds of millions of Americans that don't even know what we're talking about. And for us that have been in the healthcare and have seen how life illnesses has affected people's finances, we are able to go out there and help people understand that not having a plan, or God forbid, or relying on GoFundMe is not something solid. The plan that is in place for you when you fall sick is not something you would want to fall back on. So once again, who are the people that pays all this money that you're seeing? They are none other than companies that you've already probably heard of. Some of them are currently even handling your 401k. I do know about Fidelity. Fidelity used to handle my 401k when I didn't know better. So when they offer us 401k as new employees, think about the wealthy Americans who are multimillionaires that don't work for anybody. What other products are out there that they are taking advantage of? So that's the idea we want you guys to get. So Transamerica, Pacific Life, Nationwide is on your side. These are companies you've heard of. So we just selected just a few out of the more than 100 companies that are out there. So they are the ones that write those checks for us. It's pretty much an open check. How many families you help will depend, or will determine rather, how much you get paid. So I'm not going to spend so much time on this because, I mean, a lot of people are in here. We have more than 11,000 licensed financial professionals. It's just for you to have an idea that people come from all sorts of careers, IT, nursing, and you'll see a lot of nurses here because nurses are burnt out. We know what we go through, especially during the age of COVID, right? When everybody was staying indoors and, staying safe, guess where nurses were headed? Straight into the battlefield, right? And we were facing COVID head on. Now you will see that there's a lot of nurse practitioners also, because now they have found that there's something they can do for the comfort of their own time. They don't have to overwork themselves. They don't have to work 2 jobs, but they have that power of choice to help families right from their doorstep or from their bedroom. It depends on how you want to take this. You can work this once a month. It can be once half a month. I mean, anytime. It is your business, and how you carry this depends on what you feel like doing. So like I said, some people already do this full time. Some people are still doing it part time. And some of you that just came here today are just seeing this for the first time. Nothing to be scared about, nothing to be worried about. You do have some leaders in the house on this call today, and they will hold your hand. And that's why they brought you here, for you to see the possibilities in this business. So they have walked the walk. They have made the mistakes so that when you come along and get licensed, you will not fall into the same mistake. Rather, you will take advantage of them being there before you to run a very good race. Welcome to the good life. What does that mean? 6 figures in 3 months. Multiply that by 4, you know how much these people are earning annually. So the dream is big here. If you're not dreaming big enough, you're not you're not how does the saying go again? I think I mixed that up. So just some of our top leaders in the business here, people earning $262,000. They used to be nurses. They used to be nurse techs. different backgrounds. But what if you're looking for just something average, $67,000 a month? Like I said, this is an open check for you. The companies they're all out there ready to support you, but you have to go through the steps. And what are the steps, if you may ask? You have to have a clear background check. You have to get a business ID for $125. Those selected people that you saw their faces and how much they're making, each and every one of them has a business ID for $125. It's not a monthly fee, it's not an annual fee, it's a one-time fee. You pay it and that's it. Then there's an online course depending on what state you reside in. If you're living in Florida, you have to take an online course, and that course costs $200. But coming on here today, you can take advantage of what we have for you. There's a code that will help discount the $199 down to $29.95. So when you pay $125, you're already getting your value back from your online course. Then the most important part, it's capitalized, it's bolden. You have to be licensed. If you do not have a state license, you cannot do this business. So there are some things you might have to check. If you have prior histories and stuff like that, you might check with whoever invited you here today and see what possibilities stand ahead of you. But it is a bright future ahead. These are some of the licenses we have. We currently have more than 20 licenses in 20 different states. This sign represents how much work needs to be done. We've only come so far as a bucket of sand. So when you're seeing all those millions that people are making and you're thinking like, oh my God, it's already everybody in this business. I think it's saturated. No, it's not. It's still not a scratch on the surface. Remember, one company spent $1 billion advertising, and this team is just a fraction of the people out there, and we're just making 129 million annually. So you have an idea that there's still a lot of space out there for you to fit in. Why join us, you might think? We have leaders who have become millionaires in this business. Most of them are retired professionals, and they have gone through all the hustle and bustle to learn this business. And guess what? They are handing it to us free of charge. Mentorship is here. I mean, when you're looking to aspire and people are looking to help you to even make more than what they are making in this business, this is the place to be. You cannot go to your boss at your job and ask them like, hey, how much are you making in a year? You know, how can I be in your position? You're only getting that message ready to fire yourself, right? So we have champions here that are ready to hold our hands. We also get paid 9 times in a month. So when people are getting paid twice in a month, you see us smiling on Tuesdays and Fridays. It's because something has hit our account and it's looking good. So that motivates us to go out more and help more families in need. So once you start as a beginner, meaning you start from a training associate, apart from the amount that you put, the work you put in here, you still get bonuses of up to $4,000. So if you have written policies to help families and protect them, for instance, you've made maybe $10,000, guess what? You still get paid $4,000 extra. So that's $14,000 for that month. So training associate all the way to marketing director, this is open for you. Once you become a broker in the business, you still have more options. Monthly bonuses and quarterly bonuses still come in. Then from marketing director and upwards, you start to own into the parent company here, which is Aegon. Aegon stands at over $400 billion. So if I may ask some of you here today, how much stocks or shares do you own in your current company or your current job? Probably nothing. So that's something for you to think about. Vacations, this is the best part. We go to international destinations annually, multiple times annually, depending on what level you are in this business. It was Jamaica 3 years ago. It was Punta Cana the following year, Cancun, and guess what? Bahamas is coming up in a few weeks. So we could go on, but let's hear what we do for families and why it's so important for us to protect ourselves. Take it over, Champion Falakin.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. As you guys have heard, every time he just presents, I get sold again. I've been doing this for the past 2 years, and this is an amazing opportunity. A lot of us have gone to school. Like right now, I have my master's in nursing. How much education can one get? You understand? And we come from Africa, they tell you, oh, go to school, become a doctor, but being a doctor does not make you a millionaire in America. You can work as hard as you want, but you can still remain broke. Financial education is very important. So right now, Champion Mutual just shared with you an opportunity of how you can change your life. Just one license, one decision can make you that person that sets everything aside, that makes your life, your family's life, your generation, from your children, from not being the last, being the head is a key thing. We definitely want to change the lives of our community. There's nobody that came from Africa to come and carry sand in America. No, no, no. We came to America for a greener pasture, for a better tomorrow. But if we continue to work for our job, we're getting ready to be what? To be broke. Do you know the meaning of job? Is journey of the broke. So if you want to remain broke, then you're going to keep your job as the only source of income. If your table only has one leg and that one leg should break, you're going to fall flat on your bottom. So what do you need to do? You need to back it up with something, another leg, multiple legs, multiple string. You do not have to be physically present for you to earn money. So that's why passive income is very important. So I want you guys to sit back, relax. I'm going to share some wonderful information that is not taught in school. This information was brought to me 3 years ago when I was sitting in my room and somebody was like, you want to learn about how money works? And I was like, yes, I do. Because you see, America is a land of opportunity. But if you do not understand how money works, then you're left behind. So we don't want to be left behind. So if you have any question, we're going to answer all your questions at the end of this presentation. So financial education. One of the reasons the rich get richer, the poor gets poorer, and the subject of money is taught at home. This is the reason why we are here, to understand money. Okay? One of the reasons the rich get richer, the poor gets poorer, and the middle class struggle in debt, because subject of money is taught at home. It's not taught in school. So saving your future. We live in one of the wealthiest countries. You see, America is blessed with money. And this is why a lot of us coming from Ghana, from Cameroon, from Nigeria, come to America for the greener pasture. But you see, when we come, we forget our dream. When you left Africa, you plan to change lives. And when you come here, you forget. And do you know, America is so blessed, but some people are still begging on the street, homeless. Not because there's no wealth, but because they lack the financial knowledge. That knowledge is what you're going to get today, because you will not be uninformed. You'll be informed today. You can work as hard as you want and still retire broke in America. You see, this information is so important that we do so much to raise our kids, but yet, you know what? They still end up in lots of debt. It shouldn't happen. If you got $40,000 in student loan, there should be no reason why your kids have to have $40,000 in student loan if you understand money. Okay? Understanding how money works is part of taking care of your family. Slaving yourself away is not what God wants you to do. God wants you to what? Use resources, build a legacy for your family so that way you can enjoy life together. Raise your child in a righteous way and have time to create memories, bonds. The time you spend at your job, you're not creating bonds. You're just exchanging your time for money. And remember, your master, the boss, can always fire you at any time. They might not like your accent. Maybe a patient said, oh, you know what, the accent, and they can fire you just like that. And then you have to go find another job. We all want to retire comfortably, but we forget to plan. We have to start planning. There's nobody that's more interested in your future than yourself. You have to start planning your future. You think about it. I want to retire at age of 65. If you don't have the right plan in place, how do you want to retire? I've had people come at 70 years old coming back to work. That is not going to be your portion. I want you to tell yourself, that is not going to be you. That is not going to be me. By the time I retire, I'm going to be living my best life. Probably traveling to the, all of that, going to Dubai, going to the islands, living my best life. So what is your responsibility in all this? You have to understand money. You have to understand how it works. You have to understand how to make it work for you. You see, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people are willing to do the work that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. So we have money growing in 3 different buckets. Money grows in a fixed bucket. This is your checking and savings account. Remember, your money in your bank does nothing for you except work for the bank. It might be safe in the bank, but it doesn't work for you. It's like a flat line. Do you know when you see an EKG in the hospital, that's a dead line. It means that person is dead. We have to do CPR, compression, to try and bring that person back to life. But that's exactly where most of our accounts are sitting in. Most of our wealth is sitting in. Somebody might be like, you know what, I'm proactive. I'm going to invest in a variable bucket. They put their money in stock market. They put their money in what? In 401k, Bitcoin. Do you realize that the market goes up, you make money, the market goes down, you lose money? You can lose about 20% that you made yesterday the next day. It's a variable bucket. It goes up, it goes down. Why gamble with your future? You know you're going to grow old. You know you need the money when you grow older, but you gamble with your money. You see, the elite in this country do it differently. They put their money in an account that never lose money. They put in an account where they call what? Index account. This index account grows with the market. When the market is making money, you make money. When the market is losing money, it locks the account for you. You never lose a dime. When the market makes money, you start making money. When the market is going down, it locks it for you. This is why the elite can sleep at night, because they never lose a dime. So let me tell you rule of 72. If you don't know this, you need to know this. Rule of 72 is how long it takes your money to double. If you have your money sitting down in an account that is fixed, it's definitely less than 0.1. It's less than 1%. But for the ease of this calculation, I'm going to make it 1%. If you divide 72 by 1%, do you know it takes you 72 years for your money to double? Let me give you an example. At age of 29, you put $10,000 in an account. Do you know until you're 101 years old before that money can double? At that time, you are pooping on yourself. You are incontinent. Your teeth has fallen out. Is that why you want to enjoy money? No, no, no. There's a better way. Somebody that's proactive say, okay, you know what? I put in variable. Let's give an example. Variable varies, right? It goes up, it goes down. So let's pick 4%. If you divide 72 by 4%, you have 18 years. At the age of 29, the same thing. You know, we have to compare apple to apple for you to see how the growth is. At the age of 29, you put $10,000. By the age of 47, it becomes $20,000. By the age of 65, it becomes $40,000. Let's fast forward. Let's say we put this account in an index account. Remember, index account, you don't lose money, right? You make money, and then when the market goes down, it locks it for you. Let's say it's 12%. If you divide 72 by 12, how many years is that? 6 years. At the age of 29, you put your $10,000 in there. Do you know at the age of 65, your actual $10,000 becomes $640,000? Amazing. Let's now compare. When you put it in a variable account and it's 4%, at the age of 65, it becomes 40. But if you put it in an index account, at the age of 65, it becomes 640. Where did $600,000 go? Into the bank's pocket, into the stock market. So the question is, would you rather make money or lose money? Remember, the first rule about money says make money, but never lose money. And the second rule of money says never forget rule number 1. We are here to educate you. Let me ask you a question. What account do you have that goes tax-free? Some of you might not know, but let's take a close look. Do you know that we have some tax-free accounts in America? We have the Roth IRA. This is the one you get from your job. When you move from an old job, they roll the money into your new job. It becomes a what? It becomes your Roth IRA. You have the municipal bonds. The Roth IRA is limited to $6,000 to $7,000, by the way. But do you know that 7702 account, which is what the elites use as their bank, they can put unlimited amount of money in there, and the money grows. You never lose a dime. Do you know that this account is so nice that you can actually use it for everything and anything you can think of? It is tax-free. If you make $1 million in this policy, you don't pay taxes. So why do you think they say the rich get richer, the poor gets poorer? Because the poor is still confused about money. If you ask somebody, it's a scam, still confused about money. The middle class, the lower class, they give us the small things. Roth IRA, 401k. Do you realize that if you own your own business, you don't even pay 401k? You don't put money in 401k. You don't pay taxes. You pay taxes on the business, which you have a lot of tax write-off. But the people that work for somebody, they have to what? They have to put their money in the 401k. Don't be the one that is fooled and put more money into your 401k trying to build something for yourself, because you're putting into a bucket that's shared by the government. You and Uncle Sam are sharing that bucket. If you and your neighbor are sharing something, would you put all your hard-earned money into something that's shared by another person? Let's show you another way. Your 401k is a variable bucket, which means you can lose money overnight. Go and check. Your 401k might be 201k right now. It has slashed in half. That's the reality of things. But you see, the elites have the one they call 7702 account. They have long-term care. When you like, I work in a hospital, right? Sometimes we'll have patients who come in like they lost their money. They have like very massive one. They are in rehab and they lost their money and they kick them out of rehab. There's no freebie. There's no freebie. They kick them out of rehab because they ran out of money. May that never be your portion. And guess how they get help? They come back to the hospital complaining that, they have chest pain. And then we admit them again. And then we treat the wound. And then it's a vicious circle. Just go in, they fall out. But the elite have a different account. And you don't have to be what? You don't have to be rich for you to have the account. You just have to have that. You just have to have the information. Knowledge is power. So the plan goes tax-free. And the plan, you can take money out tax-free and you can pass it on to your beneficiary tax-free. If you give your child inherits a house from you and you don't do it the right way, you have to pay inheritance tax. You paid for it, you own it. But if you don't do it the right way, your child will pay tax to own that house. And that's exactly how wealth, if it's not passed over the right way, your child has to pay tax on it. And the elite have what they call annuity. They can never, ever run out of money while they're alive. They can never outlive their money because the account is indexed. So the question is, what account do you use to send your children to college without taking student loan? We're proactive now. A lot of people have what they call 529 account. That account is in the bank. Again, a bank. There's like in Florida, we have Florida prepaid. Florida prepaid is only for your child to go to school. It's only meant for school. You cannot use it for business. You cannot even use it for school international. You can only use the one in Florida. I was guilty. I did it too. I have 4 kids and all my 4 kids were on it. For 6 years, I was paying. The day I found out about this portfolio, guess what I did? I called them. I said, okay, I want to cancel. They said, okay. They gave me back $25,000 on the dot. I didn't have any money grow from $25,000 and I paid for 6 years. Now my children have enough money to send them to college. They have enough money to buy their own car, their own house, because now I'm financially literate. So let's look at college funds. We have 529. Then we have 7702 account. The elite use the 7702 account while the middle class and the lower class use the 529. That makes your child to be subjected to what? Minor. If your child have a 529, do you know it's very hard for your child to get extra help, extra funding, because they already have money sitting out in their social security that says, we have money. Yet the rich people have the 7702 account. When they apply for free stuff, grants, they will get it because they have their money secured in a 7702 account. And remember, the index account is what? Is 7702. What account do you have that bypass probate? You might wonder, what is probate? Do you know that they will advertise marriage court? They will advertise divorce court. They never advertise probate court because probate court will only hit you when somebody passes away in your family. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google on your phone, probate court, when is it happening in your area and what location? Go and attend. Do you know that probate court takes about 6 months to 2 years before they resolve the estate? And if you're wondering what is the estate, I'm going to tell you why they don't teach this in school. Do you know up to 10,000 people go on medical and memorial every day? And every time you see GoFundMe, that is one family begging for help. Do you want your family to beg for help, or would you rather us give them a check? The choice is yours. You're hearing it today. This information is meant to liberate you and your people in your community, because I do not know people that you know. The people you know, you can help them. We need more hands on deck to help more families. You see, you can never see them doing GoFundMe for a Ashwebi, for a wedding. It doesn't happen. But you would definitely see GoFundMe for somebody dying, or somebody sick, or somebody that's already gone, right? So let me tell you what probate court is. When you are alive, what you're owing is debts. Your credit card debt, that's money you're owing on your credit card. Your medical bill is your debt. Your student loan, you didn't pay for it, is your debt. Your water, light bill, you haven't paid for that much, is your debt. Your mortgage is also your debt. The day you pass away, this debt is converted and becomes all your estate. The government is now set up what they call probate court to help you pay off this debt. It takes about 6 months to 2 years to resolve an estate, depending on how complex your estate is. So I want you to pay close attention to this. If you have money in your checking account, when that nurse makes that 1-800 phone call, it activates something in the American database that person is no more. So any account that is attached to that social security becomes frozen. So checking account becomes frozen. You have $50,000 in your savings, it becomes frozen. Your CD that you have saved up, it becomes frozen. Your 401k frozen, IRA, your Roth, your stock, your index annuity, and your life insurance are the only two accounts that bypass probate. Bonds becomes frozen. College fund becomes frozen. This is why we are educating our people. What do you have that's protecting your wealth? Do you know you work hard for the money? There's nobody that puts their money outside when they get paid. There's nobody that goes to work for free. But why would you decide that the day you leave this earth, you unlive your life? You want your family to be beggars. You did not beg in Africa. Why should you come to America to beg? Why should you come to Canada to beg? You see, if you do not protect your asset, theirs, that money becomes their money, the IRS. So the question is, do you love Uncle Sam better than you love your own family? This is what we do for family. We provide wealth for our children, our loved one. We provide roof over their head. We provide transportation, car. Would you have a car and rather your child walk on the street? No, you provide transportation. You provide food and growth, education. We're very big on education from Africa. We are. You provide wealth, growth and possibility, and you love your family. But you see, what you don't prepare for is the day you leave this earth. Everybody knows the day they were born. Nobody knows the day they're going to leave. Do you know it costs $10,000 to bury somebody in America? Until government freezes all your account, you find out that $10,000 is hard to come by. This is why we have to plan. What we don't think about, the effect of what? Of GoFundMe, on probate court, on our family. Do you know that when you post on social media, GoFundMe, you're literally advertising that family that they're begging? You might not put the picture of the children, but that is exactly what we're doing. We're begging. But people never put all their hard-earned money to donate for somebody else. Sometimes they might put $20. Sometimes they might put $30. But if you had planned ahead for your family, they would have gotten a check of 100,000. A check of even 50,000 can make a big difference. Being financially successful, it is not how much money you make, but how much money you keep and how hard that money works for you. Remember, I didn't say how hard you work, how hard that money works for you, and how many generations that money can touch. So fixed index annuity is a platform or is a portfolio that is used by the elite to make sure they don't outlive their money. It has more than 15 advantages. If you have any old 401k sitting down, we can help you move it safely without paying penalty. I know everybody's always afraid of, oh, they're going to penalize. Nobody penalizes you for moving money from your old job into annuity. And immediately that money hits that annuity, you actually get a bonus. And as an agent, you also get a commission for moving that money. So more means more, not more means less. And is what is avoids probate. What is the number one cause of poverty in America? Chronic and critical illness. Do you know that stroke, about 795,000 people have stroke every year? Heart attack, about 805,000 people. Cancer, about 1.7 million people. Do you know that cancer, such as breast cancer, is prone to women, especially Black community? And then prostate, out of every 8 men, 1 will have prostate cancer. Since this is something that we know would happen, isn't it better to plan ahead, protect yourself? Income replacement account, that if something happens to you and you can no longer work, something else should be paying the bills. So my question to you, as you're listening to me, how many days forward could you survive if you were to stop working today? If you were to stop working for the next 2 years because of what? Sickness. How many days could you survive? Sometimes I've heard 2 months, sometimes I've heard 6 months. That's the maximum I've heard. But can you imagine how long you've lived in America and you can only survive 6 months or 2 months? So do you think sickness will make it better or worse? It's going to make it worse. So let me tell you a story about Nurse Grace. Nurse Grace is a registered nurse, knows the importance of taking care of lives. She never knew this information when she came to America. She was going about her business. Somebody invited her to Zoom, just like you're listening to me right now. And she was like, I didn't know this. I need to protect what matters to me. It's my money. It's my wealth. I need to protect it. So Grace decided to index her money. She got a portfolio for $1.2 million. She made her payment. She kept it safe. Down the road, Nurse Grace started having bad abdominal pain, excruciating. And anybody that knows nurses, we're the worst patient. We never go to the hospital unless we're dying. Unless we're almost gone, we will try every concoction you can think of in the house. Nurse Grace tried everything. The pain would not stop. She went to the hospital, and that's how they diagnosed her with pancreatic cancer. Cancer of the stomach. Cancer of the pancreas. Do you know that Nurse Grace remembered that she has a portfolio that promised that if anything happens to her, such as end-stage renal failure, blindness, paralysis, HIV, AIDS, even Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, stroke, heart attack, she's going to get up to 90% of her face amount. Nurse Grace got a check of $947,000 because she protected herself. The insurance did not cost her cancer, but definitely helped to relieve her of financial burden. Do you know that Nurse Grace is still fighting with cancer? And she's grateful to be alive and still in prayers. And she wants everyone to also continue to pray for her. She paid off her house. She paid off her house. She paid off her car. Can you imagine if this happened to your neighbor or your friend or your cousin? We will be doing GoFundMe. Do you think the GoFundMe will rack up to $20,000? Do you think the GoFundMe will rack up to $50,000? And remember, GoFundMe is only one time, 1 month. Nobody does GoFundMe monthly for somebody to help them. The waiting game is a losing game. The waiting game is a losing game. If you think education is expensive, I want you to wait until you see how much ignorance costs. I'm going to tell you a story of a nurse practitioner. She makes about $200,000 a year, but she did not know the importance of protecting her income. She sat through the presentation just like this, and she was like, my plate is full. You know, a lot of us Africans we'll be building mansion that we will never go to Africa to go and stay in. She's building a mansion in Africa. She's doing susu, jinga, ajo. You can call it all the names you can imagine. She had 6 friends. They used to come together and put $1,000 in a bucket. And one person would take the money once a year or once a month. But unfortunately for her, she went for her annual physical, and that's how they found out that she had what? Her BUN and creatinine was all over the place. She was at end-stage renal failure. If you know what this is, it means fail. She's at the end of her kidney working. They had to put her on dialysis. Dialysis is on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. She goes to dialysis on Monday, Tuesday, she's tired. Wednesday, she's tired on Thursday. This is how she could not work. You know, nurse practitioner would do 7 days on, 7 days off, 7 days on, 7 days off. This is how the income. She was a breadwinner of the family. The income dropped in that family. They went into financial burden, financial hardship. So you know what happened? Guess what? Committee of friends will come together. We did GoFundMe, begging for this nurse practitioner to save her home. But do you know what happened? Her friends were coming up with $21, $20, $50, $30. At the end of the whole GoFundMe, we only came up with $1,132. How much is a 4-bedroom house in your state? Please type it in the chat. How much is a 4-bedroom house in your state? Definitely not $1,132. Do you think they will come up with that same amount for her the following month? They only do GoFundMe for you 1 month, and that's it. She had to now leave her house. Her house was what? Foreclosed, and she had to move to somebody else's basement. I pray to God that you will never move from grace to grass, because financial education is very important. Do you know that if she had had a portion of what Nurse Grace had, she would have gotten a check? Because end-stage renal failure is also a critical condition that insurance will pay. This is why we're educating our community. No matter how much education you have, does not make you to be financially literate. If you think education is expensive, I want you to wait until you see how much ignorance can cost someone. Bob Lee, this is on social media, by the way. We're HIPAA protected. We don't share anything that is not on social media. He's worth $10 million. He's a multi-millionaire, and he died. When he died, the founder of Kasha, who was worth $10 million, died, and now his family, they are begging on GoFundMe to bury him and care for his children, because all his money is now frozen in probate court. He's worth $10 million. So his the probate court hearing for him is not going to be simple. It's going to be about 2 years plus. Do you know that, unfortunately, due to Bob's sudden passing, Bob did not have a trust. He did not have an index account. All his assets was frozen in probate court, and his children, they were begging on the street of America. Do you know they only came up with $8,000 in GoFundMe when they did the GoFundMe? Does he not have millionaire friends? He does. But have you ever seen any friend that will put $1 million in donation in GoFundMe? No. Everybody have their bills. Just imagine. His CPA did not know about the account because they do not have the license that we possess. This particular product requires a licensed professional to tell you how to get it. And this is why we're here, educating, empowering our community, because the waiting game is a losing game. Chadwick Boseman, the actor in Wakanda, the same thing. He was worth $3.8 million. He went through probate 2 years later. Do you know that his 3.8 was split? The government gave his family 1.1 million. His wife got 1.1 million, and the government took 1.5, which is bigger portion than even the family. Court hearing took $900,000 in court hearing. They don't look for the cheapest lawyer because you cannot negotiate. They get it for you. You're already gone. They're going to spend your money anyhow they see fit. So now the question is, why your family they're struggling? Now you are alive to make a difference. Why not you protect what matters to you? Because somebody else will be enjoying and basking with your money. Our goal is to get to all our clients before they fall sick, before they become disabled, before they retire, before they leave this earth. Because if we don't get to them, it's too late for them to get this product. This is a product you get before you fall sick. So please, first thank the person that invited you. That thank you for not leaving me behind. I presented, I think a month ago, to a nurse that came on this Zoom. Do you know, after I presented to her, the next day, she sent me a text and said, my sister, do you know that my father was just diagnosed with what? Prostate cancer? And she was devastated because it's too late. It's too late for her dad. Do you know that last month, she also came up and said, her mom has breast cancer? Insurance does not cause the cancer. The cancer is already in your line. That's going to happen. But the insurance makes sure that you do not have to deal with financial burden. The church, we are going to churches also, educating them. Because even though you pray to God does not stop you from falling sick. Don't fall sick for free. Don't leave this earth for free, because the bill that you're going to leave behind for your loved one is going to be unbearable. So let us leave them a fact check. America is of two types. We have America for the uninformed, America for the informed. The informed in America know nothing about life insurance. Bank is their only way. Bank is all they know. The America that is informed knows the advantage of index universal life, that you can generate wealth and pass on wealth from family because you know what matters the most. Do you know that the uninformed become sick? GoFundMe is her only hope, is her only plan. But the informed in America, it has the insurance company backing that will give her a check based on the size of the policy that she gets. So now I can give you a blank check to write what you want the day you fall sick. So the question is, how much do you want? Definitely don't be sitting down here because you're not going to get anything but $5,000 or so. If you sit down here, the insurance company can give you up to $1 million or $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million. It's up to you. You write how much you want, and we'll definitely open that portfolio for you. When I heard about this, I got a portfolio for every member of my family because GoFundMe is not my plan. So let me show you what my $1 million policy looks like. I told you, they gave me a blank check to write it. So I wrote $1 million on my check. I have $3 million right now. But when they gave me in 2022, I wrote $1 million on my check. You can write it too. How much do you want to write on your check? So my critical illness rider says, if I have any of these conditions, such as end-stage renal failure, blindness, paralysis, Alzheimer's, I have even transplant, they will give me up to 90% of the face amount that I got. So it's $1 million, 90% of million is $900,000. Can you imagine getting a check of $900,000 because you fell sick? Ask yourself this question. If you fall sick today, God forbid, it's not going to happen, but if you fall sick today, would you get a check or GoFundMe is your plan? Chronic illness. If you cannot do 2 of the 6 ADLs, you cannot poo by yourself. You cannot even feed yourself. You cannot put your clothes on yourself. If you cannot do 2 of the 6 ADLs, they're going to give you 90% of the face amount, which is $900,000 for my case. If the doctor diagnosed that I have less than 12 months to live, God forbid, they will give me the whole face amount to take care of myself. So tell me how I have not written a check for myself. So let me ask you this question as you're listening to me. If you were to leave this earth and I attend the funeral, which of the following do you think your family will find more valuable? Do you think they'll prefer $20 of donation to your GoFundMe? A condolence card, which I can easily buy from a dollar store for $1? Or a dish of food, whichever your African food is, fufu, egusi, jollof rice, arrangement of flowers, or a check that will cover the cost of funeral? Any remaining medical bills, pay off all the debts that you owe, provide college money to your children, and also all the years of lost income. Which one do you think your family will find more valuable? If you know the answer is E, please first thank the person that invited you. Say, thank you for not letting me be left behind. And tell them, how can I index my money? How can I open this portfolio? Because I do not want to wait till tomorrow. Because the waiting game is a losing game. Tomorrow is not promised, but yesterday is gone. So what do you have to do? You have to act. If you think life insurance is for you to die, I want you to look at this. This is me. I got a check. I bought a brand new car and I needed to pay off the car. So I told them, okay, how much do I have? They said, I have $31,000, 496.86 cents. I said, give me everything. I'll be African woman. I said, give me everything. Yes, I collected in a check. Even up till the 68 cents came to me. So my question to you, when you put your money in the bank, what you put in the bank is what you get. This is my own money working for me. I'm not having to work overtime. My money is working for me. So how do you ensure your money is working harder for you? So let's talk about life insurance. There are many life insurance out there, but which one do you have? I have a lot of people that are like, oh, don't worry, I have life insurance. They have group life insurance. But do you know group life insurance ends when you leave the job? If they fire you, it ends. If you don't online yourself, if you don't die at the job, there's nothing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm also streaming on TikTok, so I have to watch how I know the words that I say. Okay. So if you do not end, your life doesn't end at the job, that's it. Your family gets nothing. It protects you while you are in the job. That's because the job does not want your family to sue them. It protects the job, not you. So it is very deceptive. So please don't think the group life insurance is all you should think about. You have it, yes, you have it, but it doesn't really protect you. It is like just taking risk. Then we have 10 policy. They give us 10 policy anyhow. 1099. You don't even have to do medical checkup. 1099. Come and get it. But do you know that you are gambling on your life? Do you know? Can you tell me when you know that you're going to exit this world? You know your date of birth. If I ask you day OB, you don't even have to wake up and you can say it in your sleep. But if I ask you when is the date of death, you don't know. Nobody knows. It's temporary. 10 policy is temporary. It's like gambling. If you do 30-year term, so nothing happens to you, you just gave somebody money for 30 years for nothing. But why would you gamble when you can actually have something that's permanent? So we have whole life insurance and we have index universal, which is a real deal. Let me tell you, information is powerful. If you have GPS, why would you drive without knowing where you're going when you have somebody showing you the way? We are showing you the way. We have read books. We have what? We have gotten license to show you how to protect your wealth. But it's up to you because the decision lies with you. Are you going to be the one to change the future of your family? Or are you going to wait till multiple generations before they get the same information? The power of choice. We have Pacific, Prudential, Transamerica, Nationwide is on your side. There are multiple A-rated companies out there. The question is, are you working with them or working for them? We are not working for them. We're working with them. That is why we're an independent licensed financial professional. We own our own company. So we employ that you too join us and come own your own company and come take your own share. You did not come to America to come and carry sand. You came to America for the greener pasture. You came for the American dream. Please dream big. If your dream does not scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. America can handle it. America can handle it. There's a lot of resources. Let's come and take our own share. When is the best time to apply for life insurance? When is the best time to protect your children? As early as the day they are born. You can get a policy for your child as young as 15 days old. When is the best time to protect your spouse? The day you meet them. When is the best time to protect yourself? Was yesterday. Because tomorrow is not guaranteed. So since you're hearing it today, when is the best time? It's today. Reach out to the person. Tell them, I'm ready. By the time this Zoom is meeting, let's run the numbers. Let's see what it looks like. I'll think about it. I'll get back to it. I'll do more research. When has it ever helped anybody? You might not know. Your age is coming closer. The policy becomes more expensive as you grow older. The older you are, the more expensive it is. You go for your physical. Guess what? Now they see. Somebody told me at work, said, oh my God, I went to the doctor and they saw a lump. Now they are running her for breast cancer. If she had gotten it a month ago, before she went for her physical, she would have gotten a policy. Now she can't get a policy because now she's under treatment for breast cancer. They said the waiting game is a losing game. What should I pay first, a home or a policy? Do you know if you buy your house and you don't have a protection, if you lose your income that pays for the house, that's it. That house is done. They're going to take that house from you if you cannot pay the mortgage. Because remember, you own the mortgage, not the house. Until you finish paying for the house, that house is not yours. But if you own a policy and you go and buy your house, if something happens to you that makes you that you are physically not able to work, trust me, the insurance company is going to give you a check and you keep your home. The waiting game is a losing game. Nobody wants to be a loser. So let us act. Why is life insurance not for everybody? Your health status. Let's say you're already on 5 medication. Maybe during COVID, you were intubated. They might not give it to you. Your speeding ticket, you're always jumping red light. You're always, you have your license suspended. It might not be for you. Criminal record, you've gone to jail. You went to prison. It might not be for you. You have to be legal in America or Canada. You have to reside. Your residency status, you cannot do it as a visitor. You have to have legal status in America. So money, wealth, life insurance. Let me tell you, we could read books as big as this, anatomy and physiology. Medical books we are reading, we digest it because we want to pass the class. But something that will help us to keep our money, we don't read it. This book is less than 10 pages thick. And it's like $10 on Amazon. Money, wealth, life insurance. How the wealthy use life insurance as a tax-free personal bank to supercharge their saving. I want you to think, erase wealthy. How anyone can use life insurance as a tax-free personal bank. When you put your money in the bank will take your money and go and put it in a life insurance. They buy real estate and they put it in an index account. Corporation own life insurance. The wealthy 5%. Let me tell you, 95% of people in America will end up broke. And it's not a cause, it's the truth. The 5% that will not end up broke are using this product. So the question is, are you the 95% or are you the 5%? I am one of the 5%. You can too. All you have to do is make the decision today. Bank of America has 19 billion in life insurance. Wells Fargo has 17 billion in life insurance. JP Morgan has 10 billion in life insurance. And US Bank has what? 5 billion in life insurance. Do you know that it is not insignificant, but banks place billions of dollars on this product? Do you know it has what? Bankruptcy protection. It has lawsuit protection. Nobody can sue you and touch this money. Medical doctors only have about like $1 million in lawsuit protection at their job. But people will never sue them for 1 million. They'll sue them for 10 million. Now they come after their assets. So we need to protect what we have worked for. So look at that. For banks, it provides the ultimate in safety. The life insurance is providing ultimate in safety. The question is, do you have that safety bucket? More important, the FDIC allows this asset to be classified as tier 1, which is the safest bucket a bank can have. Bank needs to have tier 1 for them to be considered as very strong. So would you consider yourself financially strong if you don't have that same bucket? Your bank is using it. Why don't you? So let me show you other places that have it. Do you know that Walt Disney built Walt Disney from his life insurance? He couldn't get a loan from the bank. And he built his Walt Disney from life insurance. Starbucks, you drink coffee every day, $10, $20. They have life insurance. Do you think your coffee is going to die? Like it's just going to start bleeding? When you're drinking your coffee, you better be looking out for blood inside, redness inside. It's not because of death. It's because of what? The value that comes with it. Nike. Would you be working with Nike and Nike will just refuse to move because it's going to die? No, it's because of the wealth protection in it. So if you want to be financially successful in America, you have to own business. As long as you work for somebody, you are going to work for the rest of your life. There's no breakthrough. You have to own business. And many businesses have a lot of overhead costs. You own a restaurant, you have to first rent a shop. You have to now have your catering service. You have to have your chair, your table, your server. You have to have all those things before you can actually take home what? The leftover. You have a trucking business, you have to buy a truck before you can start. This business only requires $155 to start. You get your agent code with $125 and you get $30 to get your class. You own your business and you are mentored by millions. A medical doctor goes to school to become a doctor and being taught by doctors. A nurse goes to school to be taught by nurses. You go to millionaire school, you're going to be taught by millionaires to become a millionaire. So my question is, would you rather be broke or would you rather be a millionaire? All it takes is $155 to start your journey. The millionaire boss is waiting for you. If somebody cancels at your job now, they're going to give you more patience, but they're not going to give you more money. But the more you do in this business, the more you make. The choice is yours. These are faces of people that have said yes. We have pharmacists. Been a pharmacist for years. She joined because she knows she wants to change the outcome. If you do not change anything, you are silently accepting the outcome. So if you complain about your job that, oh my God, I'm not making a lot of money, but you don't change it, you're accepting what they're giving you. If you want change, you have to change. And we're offering you an opportunity to change without you having to break your back, clock in or clock out. It's on your free time. Once a day, once a month, once a week. It's up to you. I told you, we have a multi-millionaire that's ready to teach you. All you have to do is get that license and jump on the bus. I'm on the bus. We have multiple people that are on the bus. Our graduation day is when we hit 1 million. So we're running the race. So the question is, can you challenge yourself to jump on the bus? With just $125, you get your license and you join us. Financial education, one of the reasons the rich get richer, the poor gets poorer, is because the subject of money is taught at home and not in school. This is another best-selling book, The Family Bank Strategy. Family Bank Strategy. Do you know that you can actually set up that your children will be millionaires even before they even hit 10 years old? Financial strategy. You see, the biggest banker of all, former Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke, has majority of his liquid wealth invested in insurance products that promises guaranteed rate of return. Guaranteed rate of return. Why does he have so much faith in insurance industry than he does in banks? Ironically, banks are legally required to have foundation in very safe liquid assets. Banks are required to have life insurance. They are required to have index account. So we also have to take advantage of it. Knowledge is power. So life insurance is like a parachute. If you don't have it the first time you need it, there's no second chance. So thank you guys so much. That is the end of my presentation. And I hand it over to Champion Mutual to welcome all our guests. And let's see if anybody has any question. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you for such a wonderful presentation. Like I told you, what we do is very powerful, and you have just seen just a little bit of it. It even gets better when you sit down and construct and see what this protection can do for you. He has said it. Life happens. We don't know when it's going to happen. We know when we're born. We don't know the day we're going to live here. So what happens to our family and our loved ones? So it's very important. It's very paramount we take action today. So this is what we do for families, and it has liberated some of us from, working our full-time jobs. Welcome once again. The floor is open. I think if anybody invited you, please reach out to them. Let them know what assistance you need so they can properly guide you. If we invited anybody, please, the floor is open. Go ahead and unmute yourselves and let's know what you think about this presentation. Is it something you've heard before? Is it something that is, relatively new to you? And what steps would you be taking? Floor is open, please. Go ahead. I'm trying to see if everybody can unmute themselves.